Dearly beloved in Jesus Christ, in today's first reading, the shepherds of Israel were denounced, whereas in the Gospel, Jesus the Good Shepherd feels compassion towards the faithful because they were like a sheep without a shepherd. In today's second reading, St. Paul addresses Jesus as peacemaking shepherd, for he breaks down the barriers and brings the circumcised and the uncircumcised into one fold. In other words, today's liturgy of the word presents Jesus as the model shepherd for the modern shepherds. And also, Jesus is the eternal shepherd who does not forsake his sheep even when the temporal shepherds fail to pasture their sheep in a proper manner. In today's first reading, the Lord pronounces oaths to the leaders of Israel. Here there is a word of terror to the shepherds of Israel. The day is at hand when the Lord will reckon them for their responsibility with which they are entrusted, to look into the welfare of the people and to see the goodness of the people. Instead of that, they scatter the sheep, drive them away, and betray them. Woe to them when the Lord visits them and reckons their activities and deal with them according to what their activities deserve. Today's first reading is also a word of comfort to the neglected sheep. Even though the above mentioned shepherds forget their task, betray the people, the Lord will take care of his sheep. That's what the psalmist says in Psalm 27:10. Even the father and mother forsake, I will take care of you. Therefore, the first reading tells, even if the leaders of the church fail to do their task in a proper manner, the Lord will not abandon the church and his faithful. That's why even after 2000 years, church did not collapse, even after so many tribulations and persecutions and the scandals it has to face. Therefore, it is irrational to look into the imperfections of the church and lose faith when we have a shepherd who takes care of the church. In today's second reading, St. Paul vividly explains what difference Christ could bring into the lives of the Gentiles. In fact, Christ brought unity between Jews and Gentiles by breaking down the barriers of circumcision. St. Paul concretely tells, he has brought together those who are far off and those who are near. Hence, Jesus has drawn a new law of unity between Jews and Gentiles. That is why we hear in Acts 4:12, there is salvation in no one else. There is no other name under heaven given to mortals where we must be saved. That's why Jesus is presented in the second reading as peacemaking shepherd. The Gospel of the day narrates the success story of the disciples in their ministry. The Gospel also portrays Jesus as a loving shepherd to his disciples and a compassionate shepherd to the faithful. The eye-catching sentence in the Gospel, according to me, is, "Come away by yourselves and rest for a while." The gesture that Jesus shows here is not for celebrating a big party for their success in the ministry, but it may be for two reasons. The first, to keep away disciples for being puffed up, for the success they had in the ministry. Second, it is to recharge their own soul for the future ministry. To live an authentic Christian life, we need to recharge our soul from the power of the Christ. For this purpose, Jesus calls his disciples to take time to recharge their souls. Being discharged from the power of Jesus, our life becomes meaningless and not worth living. For Jesus himself tells in John 15:5, "Apart from me, you can do nothing." Remember, Mother Teresa of Calcutta used to recharge her soul every day morning in front of the Blessed Sacrament. Saint John Mary Vianney could energize himself to sit in the confessional after he spent some time with the Lord. In simple terms, we have to spend our time with the Lord to energize ourselves first, and then we can help others to know the name of Christ. That's what the disciples were asked when he tells, "Come away for a while." Therefore, let us spend some time with Jesus personally and energize ourselves, and then we can help others to know the name of Christ. Therefore, in a nutshell, today's liturgy of the Word energizes us, telling two important notions. First one, we have an eternal shepherd who does not forsake his sheep even when the temporal shepherds forget their task. Secondly, we have to recharge our energy every day with the Lord so that we may live a vibrant life. Let God help us all.